Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Welcome to the Disney Days Planning Podcast. This podcast is information about Walt Disney World, which is organized by topic. I'm your host, Alyssa Salveson. Hello, welcome back to the Disney Days Planning Podcast. This is part 2 of my February trip report. So these dates are February 14th to my last update, I think, is actually the 20th, but our last day was the 21st, and we started driving home then. It was a great and busy rest of the trip. Thank goodness Zach was fine. That was really my biggest concern, obviously, was our head injury, but he was really fine. Of course, it's hard, as you can hear in these updates, taking toddlers to Disney World, especially by myself mostly, but they're hard at home. They're a little easier in Disney World because everything is created for young kids. It's super entertaining and engaging for them. So I just choose my hard. And it's hard no matter what. So I'd rather be in Disney World. Anyway, I hope you enjoy part 2 of my trip report. You will hear Valentine's Day, which is a Magic Kingdom half day for me and Zach, but full day for the rest of the family. A Chef Mickey's trip, a trip to Kobe Steakhouse, which is a Japanese steakhouse in the Kissimmee area. It is a chain. Another full Magic Kingdom day, a rest day with an Animal Kingdom afternoon, evening just for me and my little guy Luke, and then a dinner, just my husband and I at Narcoose at the Grand Floridian. So I hope you enjoy part 2. Hello from the resort monorail. It is Friday, February 14th. We rest, my husband took the other two into Disney with the big group, my in-laws and everybody. There's 14 of us total, so 12 of them went to Magic Kingdom this morning. Zach and I hung back. We slept in, went to breakfast at the resort. He did really well at breakfast. I've just been monitoring him all day. I have like checks. How does he do when he first wakes up? How did he do at breakfast? Did he tolerate the food and not throw up? Yes. We went to the pool a little bit. He swam a little bit. He was perfectly fine. He's been drinking water, eating. He's been such a good boy. So we're going to try making We're going to try making our 2:45 Tony's lunch. And then I'm going to see how he does there. If he does great at lunch, we'll try to do a little bit of Disney. I'm going to keep him away from screens. So no PhilharMagic, even though he loves it.
I can't go to PhilharMagic.
I'm sorry, Zach. I know, honey.
Because
I'm going to keep him away from screens. But we're just going to take it one step at a time and see how he does. He feels good. He's not complaining that anything hurts. He's acting totally like himself. So we'll see. It's just about 2 o'clock. So we should be entering the park just about when I need to, almost check into the reservation. Oh, we can scooch. There's, in other news, I saw last night that there's a really cool popcorn bucket here. It's the carousel, and it has the sword and the stone in the front. It makes music. It plays Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes. So that's going to be my Valentine's Day gift from my husband, because he loves popcorn buckets. That's an inside joke. If you listen to Grouchy Dad, he was complaining about them. Anyway, all right, they all did Lightning Lane. Apparently it is not going well for them. But again, I know how to do it probably the best. So I'm sure because I'm not there, how Rally, it's a little harder. So I don't think they've been really using it. Or I'm not sure. I haven't been in. I don't know. But Paul was saying it wasn't really going well. Look, she's dressed as Daisy Duck, baby. But we'll see how it goes. But I didn't buy it for Zach and I, even though I kind of wish we had. But first of all, it's like $35. And I'm not sure if we're going to stay or not. So we're going to just see. All right, talk later. Hello, it is 5:19. We are having a great afternoon. We had a lovely, lovely lunch at Tony's. I don't know if you were listening to my dining overview. I'm pretty sure I talked about it in that episode, or maybe even in my planning episode, my episode of this trip. But back in the day, my husband and I came to Tony's. This is pre-COVID, pre-babies. Maybe 2018 or 2019. No, 15 or 16 when we came down. We dined at Tony's and it was really not good. The sauce was not good. The chicken parm wasn't good. It wasn't good. But then we tried it again. We came down with the kids. So I guess within recent, post-COVID. And we tried it again because it's just so cute. And it was delicious, really good. So today, again, we were here with 14 people, but unfortunately, my brother, just as we checked, so anyway, we're here with 14 people. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law, my husband and his 2 siblings and all their families, okay? So we're a family of 5, my sister-in-law, her husband, and they have 2 kids, and then my brother-in-law, his wife, and they have 1 baby. And they have 2 little girls and they're babies. So we have 3 dining reservations. I don't know how it was. Maybe it was 5, 4, or no, I don't know what it was. Maybe 5, 5, and 4, perhaps. I'm not sure how it worked out. Anyway, so I went in and checked in and I requested an outdoor table because Tony's is right on the parade route. So I made a 2:45 lunch reservation, and my thought was we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll eat lunch and we'll watch the parade at the same time. And that's exactly how this worked out. Unfortunately, just as we were checking into the restaurant, the baby had a fever. So my brother-in-law and his wife took the baby home. They Ubered home. Or maybe they didn't Uber. Maybe they took the other car. I'm not sure. But they went back. And so it was just 11 of us for lunch. Lunch was so good. Our our waitress was absolutely amazing. They were so patient with us. We have a lot of kids, and a lot of Jersey opinions. So anyway, it was a lovely lunch. We watched the parade. It was great. We're in the atrium. We had a beautiful view. If you look at my stories, you can see our view of the parade. It was really great. So that is a great tip for you. Okay, so then after we kind of split, I don't know what was going on this morning. I stayed home with my son, Zach, who had a mild concussion. He's doing great, though. I'm monitoring him really closely. He's doing great. This morning, I don't know what they did, but they each paid $35 for lightning lanes, and they've done none of them. And now when I was just looking to book them all new lightning lanes, they're not until 9:30. It seems to be quite busy today. I mean, it doesn't look very crowded, but the waits are indicating a little bit of busyness. Anyway, so I'm not sure what they did with the lightning lanes. I don't know, but it does not seem... I think they're all going to be very upset. They all spent $35 each on the damn Multipass. Anyway, we took the train. My little guy loves the trains. We split up. Kristen and RJ, I guess, had a lightning lane for Jungle Cruise. I don't know. They also didn't have the same lightning lanes. I don't know what was going on, but I don't know. They went to Jungle Cruise, and we rode the train over to Storybook Circus in Fantasyland. We're online for Barnstormer. My little Zach rode it in December, and he felt like such a big boy. And my little Beau was nervous, but he's pumped up right now. So we're online for Barnstormer. It was posted 35-minute wait. And you know what? I forgot to start my timer. I usually do that, but I forgot. But we've been online for maybe 7 minutes, I'll say. Let's say. After this, we're going to probably, the little one's on Dumbo, so we'll probably do that. And I think we're all going to meet at Little Mermaid. That's our plan, is to meet at Little Mermaid. I think the others have a fast pass, right? You have a lightning lane for Little Mermaid?
No, just Jungle Cruise.
Oh, not Little Mermaid? You already did it. We're going to do standby. Okay. All right, I'll talk back later, but I'm so happy my Zach's doing well. Oh my God, I've just been praying so much. So happy Zach's doing well, and everyone's in very good spirits, so we're all very happy. Hello, it is 7:45. We're having a really, really, really great day. The kids loved Barnstormer. They had so much fun. The little guy went on Dumbo. Then we met up with my sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and the two kids. We all rode Voyage of the Little Mermaid together. And I got to hold my sweet baby little niece, and she's so perfect. And she slept the whole ride. She's just such a little doll face. So that was good. Then after Little Mermaid, we head over to Jungle Cruise because some of the party had a Jungle Cruise Fast Pass, Lightning Lane. So after the Jungle Cruise Fast Pass, so I didn't have one. So I split up and tried to get the carousel popcorn bucket. And I got it. It was $30. Oh my God, so I was on one line. And then all of a sudden we were on one line, and then all of a sudden they're like, we're out on this popcorn bucket. We are restocking, but the other popcorn stand on the other side of the castle has them. So a whole bunch of us just ran over to the other one, but I did get it. So it's really cool. I know I spent a lot of money on popcorn buckets this trip, which is not my norm, but it's totally worth it. It's really beautiful. So I'm excited about the popcorn bucket, actually. Okay, what else? Then we did that. Okay, so they got off Jungle Cruise. I think maybe some of them might have rode Pirates. Others went in the Tiki Room. And Bo and me and my one twin, went to get the stroller because it was all the way by Tony's. So he and I braved the crowds of Main Street because everyone's starting to line up for fireworks. Grabbed the triple stroller and brought it back. And now we're online for Winnie the Pooh. This line has been very long since I've been here. Zach's been asking to go on it, but it's been very long. It dipped down to 20 minutes, but of course, just as we got online, it went up to 30. That happens a lot because I feel like everyone runs to it, you know. Anyway, fireworks are at 8, so I'm assuming when we get out of this line, I think we'll probably be able to do another ride before... I'm assuming we'll be able to do another ride. Because the weights should go down a little bit. But I'll be back here. We're coming back to Magic Kingdom on Tuesday. Monday we're going to SeaWorld. And then Tuesday, tomorrow Paul's cousin and aunt and everyone lands. They come in tomorrow. So we'll all go to the Disney parks together on Tuesday. So that'll be fun. I'm excited for that. And we're definitely coming to Magic Kingdom. But they bought a hopper pass, so we'll probably hop to another park. Because otherwise, that's a huge waste of money to not use it. So, anyway, that's that. Okay, we're online for Winnie the Pooh. I told you we did Tiki Room, Jungle Cruise, Little Mermaid, Barnstormer, and Dumbo. We split up. And after this, we'll see. Talk later. Hi, okay, so after we did Winnie the Pooh, as soon as it ended, the fireworks were going on. You could actually hear it, because they're set off right above that ride. So we stood there for a little bit watching the fireworks, and then we head to Tomorrowland. My kids love Tomorrowland, so we did that. We actually did Tea Party. We kind of split up. My father-in-law took Luke on Tea Party. Then my mother-in-law took Zach on Speedway. And then I took Bo to the teacups. And actually my husband took Luke back on the teacups. He loved it. So we did Teacups, Speedway. Then we were going to come to the People Mover, but instead we all went on Carousel of Progress, which is, a full 20 minutes. So we get off Carousel of Progress. Tron was posted a 45-minute wait, so we ran over there to set up a rider switch. So rider switch means if you have kids or people who are below the height requirement, or if you have a sleeping child, you can go up. You can scan so someone can stay online and wait. And then after they get off the ride, they come watch the kids. And then the rest of you can just go up through the fast pass entrance, the like lightning lane entrance. So you don't have to wait in that long line twice. So that's what rider switch is. And it's a great self-control. It's a great tip and tool to use, especially when traveling with young kids. Unfortunately, as we walked up to Tron, so did everybody else in the park. So it jumped from 45 minutes to an 80-minute wait. So it is posted 80 minutes currently. But we set up rider switch. My husband's on it. Now we ran over to Buzz, which is posted a 45-minute wait. I mean, these waits are pretty long. I also do think after we get off this, we could do People Mover while we're waiting for Tron. I love you. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. The weather is The weather is so nice.
Oh my God.
Beautiful. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun.
Really?
A lot of fun. Only I am thirsty. I need some water. All right, talk later. Probably when we're walking to our car. Hello, it is 11:20 on February 15th. It is a Saturday. We're checking in to Chef Mickey's right now. We actually have 2 reservations. One was an 11:10 because, again, we're a large party of 14. So we each made reservations for 7 people. So I'm online to check in physically rather than do it on my phone, because one was an 11:10, one was an 11:55, and actually we lost 3 in our party. They're sick, so I need to talk to the cast member and explain the situation. So I'm just going to physically talk rather than do it on the app. Today, we stayed till park closed yesterday, which was so fun. We got home at 12:15. Everything takes a long time, but I don't remember, we did like People Mover, we did Buzz Lightyear, which was shorter than the posted wait, but that line does get pretty long. I would recommend a lightning lane for Buzz Lightyear, because that line just, also for something that's continually moving, it just doesn't move very fast. So that's a ride I would recommend getting a lightning lane for. Anyway, we went and hung out in Tomorrowland. We did Buzz Lightyear, People Mover, we did the teacups a couple times, Speedway, we did, and then my husband went and stood online, standby for Tron. I think I already explained this, and then my father-in-law and I scanned in for rider switch. So once the kids fell asleep, we went, and Paul was almost off the ride, we went in and scanned in and rode Tron right at park close. I grabbed a Rice Krispie treat on the way out, and Mickey and Minnie were doing a cute little Valentine skit outside of Tony's as we were exiting. So it was a fun-filled day. Today is just Chef Mickey's and then a pool day. The rest of our family's arriving today. My father-in-law's sister, Aunt Karen, her daughter Laura, and her family, her husband and her one son, Elliot. So they're coming today. So it's a beautiful Florida day. And we're just going to hang out at the pool in Orange Lake after Chef Mickey's. Hello, it's 11:24. I'm just laying in bed. I folded some laundry. We had a lovely day. Great Chef Mickey's meal. We had a beautiful view of the castle. It's all saved to my Instagram highlights under February 25 my highlight reel. So you can see we had the most beautiful view. I've never had a view like that before. I've always seated, I guess, in the center of the restaurant. So that was really special. It was great. We had such a good time. And then we just went back to Orange Lake and hung out in the pool. It was a really lovely day. Beautiful day. I mean, the weather has been so nice. Last February, we were down for the same weeks, and it was cold. I remember being very cold. Not a lot of pool days. We've really had beautiful weather, so we've been very lucky. Tomorrow's we don't really have a plan. I think we did make a Kobe reservation for the evening, for actually 5 o'clock. It's kind of early. But the kids, we all love hibachi, so that'll be fun. And I guess we're going to go to North Village Pool. We're in West Village at Orange Lake. But over at North Village, which is in the center of Orange Lake, they have a slide and a mushroom pool, which is all 1.5 feet deep or something like that. So that'll be good for the little kids and the babies. So So that's our plan for tomorrow, is to go to North Village. And then my cousin's around. I might meet up with them at some point. I don't actually know. I forgot to text her today. Now that I'm saying this out loud, I'm like, oh, I forgot to touch base with my cousin. Anyway. All right. Yep. Just a true rest day. A little Disney magic with our Chef Mickey's. Oh, I bought some things. I bought at the gift shop at the Contemporary. I think it's really cute. So we like Pez. I use Pez a lot. I use it potty training. I use it if my kids are like misbehaving. Whenever they start, if one of them is behaving better than the other, I'm like, oh, you need a little treat, and I'll give them a little Pez. I wish they made Pez without dyes in it. I did think I saw that they have a few that are dye-free, but of course they're all out of stock. But whatever, that's a story. That's a story for another day. But I like Pez. So I saw at the Contemporary a monorail Pez dispenser holder. It's just a holder, but I store them in a Tupperware in my pantry right now. So I'm like, oh, this would be like so much cuter than the silly Tupperware that I'm using. So I bought that, and then I was there with my son, Bo, and then I let him pick out an ornament. My husband gets annoyed with me. Grouchy dad, shocking, gets annoyed with me having fun. I like to pick out an ornament from our trips. And I think it's nice when we're putting our Christmas tree up, we all reminisce on the trips that we went on. So I let Bo pick out an ornament. And we got one from the Contemporary. That's a great store. They have 2 great stores up there on the 4th floor. All right, I'm tired. Want to go to bed. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Hello from Kobe Steakhouse. It's 5 o'clock. We have 5 o'clock reservation. Actually, 5:13. We have a 5 o'clock reservation here at Kobe, which is a Japanese steakhouse. There's a few different ones in the area. But anyway, we're going to the one by Celebration Hospital. I like this one a lot. We're big Abachi fans over here. We had a lazy pool day, easy. It was kind of overcast. It really wasn't the best. It wasn't super sunny or super hot, but nice overcast day. Hello, it is Monday, February 17th. I just got into SeaWorld. It is very, I'm so used to Disney. SeaWorld is very chaotic. The stroller thing doesn't make any sense. The scans take a really long time. There's no maps, apparently, or you have to go to guest services for a map, which I hate. They should be right in the front of the park. You shouldn't have to wait in a line to get a damn map. Do you not want us to go to the park? I don't understand. You need to make it easy. So far, very chaotic entrance. But we're here, yay. And we're headed, our plan is 10:30 Dolphin Show. I downloaded the SeaWorld app last night to try to familiarize myself because I'm not as well versed in, anyway, we're going 10:30 show. The kids can't ride a lot of rides here though, which is probably why we don't come a lot. But we're excited about the shows. Dolphin show, sea lion show, orca show. We missed the orca show last year when we came. And there's tons of roller coasters. But, I think Elliot's might be too short for some of the roller coasters. I haven't ridden any of them because I'm always by myself with the kids. But my husband's here today, so maybe I can actually ride a couple rides because I do like roller coasters. And I've never been on any of them here. All right, we'll see how it goes, but very chaotic entrance. Very chaotic entering the park experience. And then I have a big stroller and it's wide. I couldn't fit through the turnstile, so I went to go walk in a different way after I scanned my tickets, and they come over and yell at me. I'm like, well, no one helped me. That person who scanned in didn't say, oh, you have to have the foresight to say, oh, you're too big for this. Go. You're too big for this. Oh, here, come, you're going to enter this way once I scan you. No one says anything, so I'm just going to walk in myself after I scan in. Anyway, whatever. Okay. Talk later. Hello, it is 12:40. We are online in Sesame Place for this Abby's Flower Power, but I just was overhearing someone said it looks like an hour and a half wait because this ride moves so slow. So far, we came in, we went right to the dolphins, then we all ate after stop out, then after eating. The eating was tricky though because the lines are very, very long. We haven't figured out the mobile order thing. Our tickets came with like snacks and free meals or something, or a free meal and snacks or something like that. So we had to get wristbands. So you had to like go to a restaurant to get them. And it took a very long time. We split up. Half of us went over to the Starbucks, the coffee shop here, which is kind of Starbucks. It's not a full Starbucks though. And then half went to this other place, I don't know, and got some things. It was like a hot dog stand by the stingrays and the dolphin exit. This is where, but we waste so much time with the food and learning where we are. This is why I say, you like going into something and not knowing it, you're at a disservice and you're not going to have an enjoyable time. So really like putting in a little extra effort to learn, do you have to go potty? Anyway, taking a little extra time to get to know a park, looking ahead of time of a map or how to get food and things like that is really helpful. I did look at the map and I'm still having a little confusion. Also, I really want a paper map. I don't want to be stuck on my phone, and my brightness on my phone seems to be a lot darker than other people's. I have a really hard time seeing my phone in the sun. Control your body. So I really like the paper map, and I could not find one. There are none out. I'm not waiting in a line to talk to someone at guest services for one. Anyway, the lines are very, very long. I'm not sure. You can buy like a quick pass thing. I don't know how it works though, but it's like $60. You can buy a combo of like premium seating at the shows and the fast pass, but that was like $72 a person plus 3 and up. So it just was too much money to even bother doing with it. But there are very long lines. So again, if you know something, it's not as bad. But when you don't know, it's really tricky. That's why I started this podcast, really, to inform you all so you could go on a little empowered on a Disney trip. Because I really could have used doing a little more research about SeaWorld. We're only here one day though, so whatever. And the price is a lot less than a Disney ticket. That's the other thing. You're not paying the same price to go to SeaWorld than you are at Disney, so it's a little different. All right, anyway, I'll talk later. Hello, it is 3:57. I'm on my way to the 4 o'clock Sea Lion and Sea Otter show. It's really cute. I've seen it before. Adorable. The shows are amazing here. We're having a great day. The weather's really nice. Besides the little chaos in the morning, it's been a nice day. I mean, we're trying to learn the land and get our feet wet, but it's not a very large park, which is nice. So you can kind of pick it up. The Sesame area is so great. We had a lot of fun there. My kids loved it. We listened to Big Bird's Story Hour. We rode the train. The little guy rode the train and the carousel. We all rode the carousel. We did the little Grover coaster. The one line was a 50-minute wait for the Abbey flower thing. That was like really long. But the Grover coaster was a little faster than that. But there was the parade, which I was very impressed with, actually. Really lovely little land. You can also go and meet characters. We did not this trip. We've done it in the past. But my sister-in-law and brother-in-law broke off because we have like a little bit of older kids. And they have babies. So we kind of broke off a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go meet up with my family and enjoy the show. Talk later. Oh, we're trying to figure out dinner. So we have wristbands, and it includes our food, but I'm not sure what that is. So I just want to meet up with my father-in-law, talk to him. I went to 2 restaurants to put our name in, but they didn't have space. So we'll figure it out. Talk later. Hello, it is 7 o'clock. We're leaving the park now. It was a good day, closed at 9, but half the park is closed for a special event. So there were a few roller coasters we wanted to ride, but weren't able to get on because it closed early, but there was like no signage. I'm a little frustrated. Very low staff. We had to get ourselves on the line You know, like if when you're about to go on a line, you like meet up with some, like there's a cast member usually or staff member. It's like, how many in your party? And then they're like, okay, 2 on 4, or like they'll say like rows 4 and 5 or something like that. There was no one there, so we just like did it ourselves. It was very strange. It's very low staff here, it seems. My baby like peed himself during dinner, and I was trying to run out. And trying to run out. I'm like, bathroom, bathroom. And like no one's around to help direct me to where the closest bathroom is. But it was a lovely day. When you don't know a park, it's hard. When you don't know a park, it's hard. And that's why, again, I have this podcast. Because I figure the more you know, the more prepared you'll be, especially if you have young kids. Look, it can be difficult either anyway, but if you're an adult, it's one thing. When you have young kids, you have a lot, working against you. So, I don't know. It was a little difficult, but we had a lovely day. It's a nice little park. SeaWorld's also a little more affordable than Disney. We had a Groupon for these tickets. They were like $103, but they included your meals. They included a snack every 90 minutes and a meal or something. I don't exactly know the details. But so it's more affordable than Disney. The skip the line pass, though, I believe I said this before, but it was like $60 or $72 for skip the line and premium seating for the shows, which is very steep. I was complaining about $30 at Disney. Anyway, after this, I don't know if I'm going to be complaining about that anymore. But we didn't do it. But the waits were, so we did the Penguin, this new roller coaster, this Penguin Trek. Really great ride. I loved it. Posted 45, actual 20. But again, they were closing that whole section of the park. There's a really cool section. I remember it being built last year with emperor penguin. It's like Antarctica, and it's very cold. It was 32 degrees. It was very cold in that section, but it's really cool. I don't think I've ever seen an emperor penguin in person. I've seen other types of penguins. I've definitely seen the, what are they called? Oh, African penguins. We see them all the time. Actually, our friends adopted one for the twins' birthday at the local aquarium by our house, Jenkinson's Aquarium. I'll tag them in the show notes if you're ever in New Jersey. Great little boardwalk and aquarium to check out. If you're ever vacationing at the Jersey Shore, I should say. So we definitely seen those. I've never seen an emperor penguin, so it was really, really neat. There were a few different, again, I'm so distracted with my kids. I pay attention to my kids. So it's hard for me to gather as much information as I would like as as producing content for you. I wish I lived local and could just go by myself while they were at school. I could do really good research. But anyway, so there's a few different types of penguins there. Really neat. It was a great day, but there were things that are it's certainly not Disney. It's great, but it's just not Disney. But it was lovely. All right, tomorrow's Magic Kingdom Day. We lost a lot of people on our Magic Kingdom Day. Originally, it was supposed to be, was it 17 of us? But my sister-in-law is no longer coming anymore. My sister-in-law is no longer coming with us anymore. They chose not to go that day, but unfortunately, my cousin had bought a hopper pass because her son didn't want to go to Epcot, so they were planning on hopping from there. But now that my sister-in-law is not going, they didn't really need the hopper pass, but they already bought it. So we're not planning on hopping, so that kind of stinks that they kind of wasted that money. I don't think we can get it back, but maybe she can talk to guest services. I'm not sure. But what we did do is we did Multipass. We bought Multipass. When you're staying off property, you can buy it 3 days in advance. I'm very excited to test this out because I really wanted to do it before doing, as it stands now, before doing an episode about it. So I really understood it, and I'm not just talking about what I'm reading, because you could read it too. I think what's special and what really is helpful is when you hear not only the blanket information, but like tips or like my opinions or something like that. I think that's what makes this different than just you researching on your own, right? So I'm excited we're doing it tomorrow. We're trying to buy an individual lightning link. So there's multi-pass and single pass. Okay? The multi-pass is a set price per park per day. I am not seeing the option even to hop, but maybe I'm doing it wrong. So I'm going to fiddle with it a little tomorrow and see. But Magic Kingdom's always the most expensive. So it would be the same as, I think, as a hopper anyway. 3 days in advance, you can make with a multi-pass. It's a higher price than the single pass, and it's for the park and rides that are eligible within a set park. So tomorrow for Magic Kingdom, it was, I believe, $32 each. I bought three, me and for each of my twins. I don't think I'm going to bring Luke, but even if I did, Luke is under three, so Luke, I don't have to pay for. Okay, so what you can do is if you're staying on property, you're able to make three advanced lightning lane reservations. If you're staying 10 days in advance. If you're staying off property, you can make the three advanced lightning lane, which means it's like a shorter line, three advanced lightning lane reservations 3 days in advance. So we made them 3 days in advance, but unfortunately, okay, so we made them 3 days in advance. But unfortunately, you're competing against people who have booked 10 days in advance, right? So you're like already at kind of a disadvantage, but it's okay. We still got good ones. The one error I made, and I don't really want to say error, but it kind of is an error. We booked Space Mountain because the other boy going with us is tall enough to ride Space Mountain. And that ride, the line gets long. But my boys are not tall enough to ride Space Mountain. But I booked it anyway, so we all would have the same. But that was maybe a mistake. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. I did pay for it, so I can give Elliot or my cousin or whatever Zach and Bo's, and they can ride again as if they were Zach and Bo. That's what I'm going to do. But that was maybe a little mistake. I'm not sure. So I'll keep you posted on how that pans out tomorrow. So the three we booked in advance were Barnstormer, and that's for an early time. We did like 10:25. There was like Small World for earlier, but I just wasn't sure what time we would get there in the morning. So we thought 10:30 was like early enough. We booked Barnstormer for 10:30, then Buzz Lightyear and Space Mountain. You can book one in advance of a top tier, and that would be Space Mountain. I believe Tiana might be in that too. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is not applicable. You'd have to buy a single pass for that, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan, Big Thunder, those are all top tier. You can only pick one from the top tier. And then you can pick two from the bottom tier. So we did our top tier was Space Mountain. Originally it was Jungle Cruise, but we switched it to Space Mountain. And then the next two we did were Barnstormer because it had an early return time, which is important for strategizing. And then we did Buzz Lightyear because that line gets long. So our plan of attack is maybe rope drop. I don't know. Get there early. Ride as many rides as we can early. Maybe in Fantasyland, I'm not sure, because we have the Barnstormer at 10:35. Immediately after scanning into Barnstormer, we're going to book our next lightning lane, and hopefully for a pretty soon return time too. But the other ones like Peter Pan, Jungle Cruise, they get pretty long waits. But you know, we go every year, so maybe that won't matter to them. I'm going to let them pick because I go enough. It doesn't really matter to me. All I know is I want my boys to ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and I want them to ride Barnstormer and Buzz Lightyear because it's their favorite. That's it. And then the rest is just whatever the kids want it. It doesn't matter. Whatever anyone wants to do. So that's our strategy. We don't have a dining reservation. We keep looking and checking. Nothing's thrilling us. The only things available are Liberty Tree Tavern, Diamond Horseshoe, which the menu just does not look appealing to me. Liberty Tree Tavern's fine, but I don't think that's necessary for us. Then there's no more Be Our Guest, but there was a few days ago. No more Skipper Canteen. What was the other one that I was like, oh, maybe, but it was late. Oh, Crystal Palace, which is a character dining with Winnie the Pooh with 100 Acre Wood characters. So cute. We've eaten there before together, though, so I'm not sure. We might just do quick service. But again, the quick service in Magic Kingdom really is not the best. So I'm hoping maybe we can put our name up on a walk-up list for Skipper Canteen. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to figure it out tomorrow, but we don't really have a set dining plan. Yeah, that's it. That's our plan. They have just one day, so we're gonna try to maximize it. I think the weather's supposed to be beautiful. We have been blessed with lovely weather. So I'll talk tomorrow. I'll try to keep you as updated as possible. Again, it is really difficult to update while I'm with my children. They are a little difficult. They're at really difficult ages. Luckily, I just have two of my kids, so I'll feel like I have none. No, not none, but it should be a little easier just with two. But anyway, that's our plan for tomorrow, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, hopefully from Magic Kingdom, bright and early. See you later. Hello from Magic Kingdom. I just got off Tiana's Bio Adventure with my nephew. We got into the park, what do you think, around like 9? I don't know, it was really crowded to get into park, crowded to get in, like long lines to scan in your ticket, long lines for security, long lines for we did get on the ferry boat right away, but long lines for the monorail. So I'm guessing it's kind of busy today. I don't know, we kind of just got in. At 7 a.m. we joined the virtual queue for Tiana. We got group 30, and so we were called by 10. We had to report by 10, so between 9 and 10. We did set up a rider switch because my twins were just a little too short. Didn't quite make it. So Elliot got to ride twice. We're now headed to our first lightning lane, which is Barnstormer. It's sprinkling here. Like very, very, like drizzling, like barely raining at all. But there's a little wetness. But yeah, so our first lightning lane's Barnstormer. I snagged a Be Our Guest at 11:30. I have been checking the dining reservations, but so things always open up. So you got to just keep refreshing. So we'll do a lunch at Be Our Guest at 11:30, and then we have more lightning lanes for the afternoon. So I'll keep you posted. Tiana was great. It's a great ride. Okay, talk later. Hello, it is 2:06. We're online for Mickey's PhilharMagic, which is one of our favorites. The waits are really long. It's really busy today. The lightning lanes are really hard. A lot of the return times are late. So we're just doing the best we can. We had a delicious lunch, albeit very expensive, lunch at Be Our Guest. It was great. It was expensive, but it was really high quality. It's a prefix there at Be Our Guest, if you're not aware. So everyone gets an appetizer, entree, and a dessert. And the dessert's like a sampler for adults. And for the kids too, and they got like a chip out of white chocolate, and there's paint, and they can paint the chip and eat it, plus gray stuff and like a truffle. And then, so it's really lovely, and Beast walks around. It's not a character meal. He doesn't stop at your table or talk to you. He just walks through, but it's still nice. We really liked it. My aunt and cousin and nephew, it was their first time eating there, and they really, really, really loved it. So it's expensive, but it's a great option at Magic Kingdom, truly. I know my husband at Grouchy Dad Dining, he did not have favorable things to say about Be Our Guest. He's out of his mind. It's a great meal. It's just expensive. The kids' meal is like $40, and the adult meal is like $70. It's like, but it's very high quality food. It's great. I had trout stuffed with crab meat. It was like lovely. So our next lightning lane is until 3:45, which is Buzz Lightyear. That was one of our pre-selected ones. We did Barnstormer. After scanning into Barnstormer, we booked Pirates. That's why I wasn't quite sure what to do. There were some like Small World and this and that for a quicker return time. And maybe we should have done that, but we all really like Pirates. So we did that, but that was an 8 o'clock return time. Plus I was nervous it was going to be out. The thing is, it's busy, and when it's busy, the lightning lane doesn't really work as well because your return times are so late. And you can only have 3. It's not like how it used to be where if you didn't have a lightning lane after 2 hours, you could pick another one. It's not like that. You can only have 3 at a time. So really your best bet is to do, well, if you're just trying to maximize your rides, to do like quicker return times and throwaway rides. But we didn't really want to do that. We wanted to balance it with rides we actually wanted to go on. So I'm not sure. We're just going to see. We got briefly split up. So our party's in the PhilharMagic that's going on right now, where Zach and I are waiting for the next one because he had to go to the bathroom, so we had to get out of line. But everything is a wait. I mean, Little Mermaid has a 45-minute wait. It's been crazy. So anyway, we're still having a lot of fun. It's a beautiful day. And we'll just see how this afternoon goes. But the standby waits are long. But the lightning lane's not really working very well either. So it's a little bit of a crapshoot. It's a busy day. Hello. So we did. Yes, that's right. And some's purple even, I think. Hello. So after PhilharMagic, we hung out. We went to Tom Sawyer. I went to the bathroom. We went to Tom Sawyer Island. That is closing because the Rivers of America, which is where Tom Sawyer Island sits in, that's all being turned into a Cars land. So the riverboat and Tom Sawyer Island all is going to be closing. And I just saw like yesterday that the permits were approved for that construction. So I'm anticipating Tom Sawyer Island to close pretty shortly. So after we did that Tom Sawyer, we left and we went over to our Buzz Lightyear. We had a 325 Buzz Lightyear. So we like swiped into that around 4 something. And then we had actually our Buzz Lightyear and Space Mountain were back to back. 425 to 525 is the Space Mountain. So the first group did that. The second group, we went to get the stroller because we left it by lunch at Be Our Guest. We got waters. We switched my cousin was able to snag 2 more individual lightning lanes or single passes for 7 Dwarfs for my twins, but they were a different time than what ours is. So the cast member was able to move their lightning lanes to the whole group. Here they are, they're here. So, oh, and Eeyore. We're waiting to meet Winnie the Pooh. We're online to meet Pooh Bear and Eeyore. And as soon as we're done, I'm going to go swipe in to do my Space Mountain. All right. And then we'll try to snag another lightning lane. Talk later. All right, we had a great day. It is 9:22. We're online. This is a good tip. We're on the Resorts monorail line. This queue is a fraction of the Express monorail line, but it just stops at Contemporary and then goes to TTC. So that's a good tip. Like the Resorts monorail line is short. Don't be afraid to hop on it because it just makes one stop. So we're going to do that because it's like another ride. After we talked, I'm trying to think, we did Space Mountain, right? We did, the twins stayed in line to get pictures with Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. Then after Space Mountain, I think we did the People Mover. We did a lot of potty breaks in between. We did People Mover. Then after People Mover, we did, actually, I'll be back.
just standing
We
here,
did the
so-
people mover. Then we did, I think we had a little bit of time, so we tried doing Enchanted Tales with Belle. So half our group made it into Enchanted Tales with Belle, but unfortunately one of my boys had a little accident, so we had to get out of the line, run to a bathroom. I washed his shorts out in the bathroom sink, ran to a store, bought sweatpants. It was a little crazy. But anyway, so we had to split up briefly. Then we all met for our Little Mermaid Lightning Lane at 7 something. And then after Little Mermaid, we hung out because we had the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at 8:15. We went to the bathroom. We got to see a little bit of the Happily Ever After.
Grandma, you want to stand by the door?
We got to see a little bit of the fireworks. And then after that, just after a few minutes of it, we went to go scan into our Seven Dwarfs. The boys were a little nervous. Actually, my one boy was a little nervous, but they did so great and had fun. And we got to see the fireworks while we were on the ride, which was fun and actually a nice distraction. And then after Seven Dwarfs, we ran over to our Pirates Lightning Lane. They overlapped. So we chose, even though Pirates technically started before Seven Dwarfs, because we were at Little Mermaid, which is right next to Seven Dwarfs, we stayed at that end of the park, rather than run back to Adventureland. And we just did that and then went over to do Pirates. And that was our last ride. After Pirates, we went to the Emporium, our cousins got a few souvenirs, and then we left. My little beau is asleep in the stroller. We did preferred parking because I have an annual pass and I haven't paid for parking in like 4 years. This trip, actually, because my back's been bothering me and because I go alone a lot, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna buy the preferred. So a couple of days I brought the preferred. Today is one of those days. I'm also with my aunt who is a little older, and so I didn't want her to walk far. And I can't really do the tram. I can't do the tram at all with the stroller. They could, but I just figured we're gonna pay for the preferred parking. So that's what we did. It was a really great day. Multipass worked well for us. It was a little frustrating. There weren't a lot of close return times, but it's a busy day, and the standby waits were a lot longer. Now, some of them went down, so like at points of the day, Little Mermaid was like 45 minutes, 35 minutes, 55 minutes. And then, of course, when we scanned into our lighting lane, it was 10. So, like, we didn't need it. But honestly, Haunted Mansion, we weren't even able to get a lightning lane for. Tomorrowland Speedway, we weren't able to get a lightning lane for. Dumbo didn't have a lightning lane. Teacups didn't have any more lightning lanes. What else? Haunted Mansion. Like rides that you can usually get a lightning lane for, didn't have any. It was a busy day. President's Day week, busy. Last week I was in the parks, nowhere near as busy as this week. So that's a good tip for planning. Okay, anyway, we had a really, really great, it was truly a success. We all agree that Multipass was worth every penny. And I'm going to go ahead and say the preferred parking also was, but that's just because I paid the difference. So I only paid like $20, where normally I think it's $55 or $60 or something. So, all right, great day. I'm not sure my plan for tomorrow, but I'll report back. Hello, it is almost 3 o'clock it's like 2:50 at Animal Kingdom. I'm just here with my little Luke. We had a really hard morning and night. My little guys, I think they got food poisoning yesterday, and they were up throwing up all night. We were washing sheets in the middle of the night. It was pretty dramatic. So we had a very lazy day. We all were very tired. I was supposed to meet my cousin today. We actually were going to take our godsons to SeaWorld, but again, it was just a very traumatic night, and they're not quite feeling the best over there either, so we just canceled. So I'm here with Luke a little bit. The park closes at 7. A lot of the animal stuff closes early, so I would have loved to have gotten here earlier, but he threw such a fit when I was saying, all right, let's go to Disney World. He was just like, because Zach and Bo went to left, and he wanted to go with them, and he just couldn't stop with the tangent. He just really was having a hard time. Anyway, we're at Flame Tree Barbecue. I mobile ordered on our way over here. And then once we walked in the park, I said, I'm here, prepare my order. I think our plan is to eat, because I'm hungry. I'm sure Luke's hungry. Then hits a show, either Festival of the Lion King or Feathered Friends in Flight, which is this like bird show, or the Nemo show. I think we can get 2 out of 3 of those done and then hit the safari. Luke wants to do that. The safari runs till 5:30, so that'll be the last thing we do because the other show is closed sooner. Lion King's last show is 4, and Nemo's last show is 4:30. I don't think we can do both, so we have to do like a 3 and then a 4:30 or something like that. Yeah, well, I'm just walking around Flame Tree Barbecue right now while I'm waiting for my meal to be ready. It is so beautiful back here and so tranquil. I talked about how much I love Flame Tree Barbecue on the dining podcast, the dining episode. It is just so beautiful. I'm going to go on my stories and take some stories of it back here so you guys can see because it is lovely. So look for my February 25 highlight day. I think we're at day 12. If you want to just scroll over there, and I'm going to do some stories of Flame Tree Barbecue right now. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. We're tired. Again, it's just Luke and me. So, yeah, just lazy. Luckily, this is a perfect park to be lazy in. Hello, it is 5:06. We are online for the safari again. It's only a 10-minute wait. So it rains here. So we did Feathered Friends in Flight at 3:30, which is this bird show. It's kind of cool. Did you like the bird show, Luke?
Yeah, he did. And fly.
They were flying. We saw a bald eagle and macaws and cranes, and now we're seeing cranes on the line for the safari. So after the Feathered Friends in Flight, we came over, and I was either going to go to the Nemo show for 4:30, but it was really going to rain. It started raining. So I'm like, I don't know. It was kind of a little bit, I don't know. I'm like, maybe we should just do the safari since he really wanted to do the safari. So that's what we did. Then after the safari, we did the Gorillas Falls Exploration Trail. It's open till 5:15 today, actually. So we saw the gorillas. There was a baby gorilla in the tree. It was the cutest thing. The mother gorilla, too, was cute and actually, like, touched her head, I think, when she saw Luke's Pluto hat. It was really cool. They're so intelligent.
And that was a
Anyway,
big
and then
gorilla.
it was a big gorilla, right?
And he
Do.
poo-poos.
I did do poo-poos, yeah, pee-pees.
Yeah, and then pee-pees and poo-poos.
Yep, we saw the gorilla relieve itself.
And he did pee-pees, poo-poos.
And then we did the trail was awesome. And then the safari closed at 5:30, so we're going to do it again. It's a walk-on. Hi, how are you? Thank you. And then, thank you. After this, I think we'll head to Pandora and do Navi River journey. All right, talk later. Hi, it is 9:41 actually, but we got home right around 8 o'clock. So after the second safari, which was good, only we saw way fewer animals than the first time. I mean, the rain, at that point actually it wasn't raining. It was raining the first time. But the safari was closing, so I think all the animals were like ready to go in to their little habitats. So we did that, like we didn't even see the lions, where the first time we saw the lions, oh my gosh, perched up on the top rock, and the driver even said she's never even seen that lioness up there. So that was like really cool. I'll be sure to post some of these pictures in my stories and save it under the February 24 highlight reel. So if you are interested in watching after listening, so you can visually see some of our trip, that's where you can find it. So after the second safari, we went over to, I was going to go to Navi River Journey, but the wait had bumped up to 55 minutes. It was longer than Flight of Passage, actually. So I'm like, you know what, let's go over to the Boneyard, which is this playground and play area. There's like a sand pit, and you can like dig for fossils, and they have buckets and stuff. So we went over there. That's in Dinoland. In Dinoland, as I'm sure you've heard me say, or I'm not sure if you know or not, will be closing. So I always feel like any opportunity to get to something before it closes, I try to take advantage of. So we went over there, and even though it was raining, so the playground was closed, like the slides were all closed, but the boneyard, the like sand pit area was open. So we were there for a little bit. I just was doing an Instagram reel. I was trying to do a little bit of work. Unfortunately, Luke pooped his pants while we were there, so we left and went to the potty. But also I was like texting my husband, trying to plan the rest of our evening, and also check the wait times while we were, relaxing over there. Oh, on our way over, actually, after the safari, I went to I think it's called Dawa Bar. I'll look it up, actually. It's right by Tusker House, in the front of Tusker House, that bar. And I got a margarita for the walk. It was really yummy. It was like a prickly pear margarita. It was lovely for the walk. And he was amazing, the bartender. He actually saw me with the stroller, so he gave it to me in a bigger cup. So while I was walking, it didn't splish splash all around. So that was very kind of the gentleman at the Dawa. I think it's Dawa Bar. So we left I don't know what time it was. I guess it was around 6, maybe 6:30. Between 6 and 6:30 when we left the playground area. Oh no, it must not have been 6:30. It was a little before then. We left the playground area, went to the restroom. I cleaned Luke up. We went, potty again, and then head over to Navi River Journey, which had dropped to a 20-minute wait, but really it was a walk-on, like a true walk-on. I did not stop once. I just walked, and then as we got into the little line, like number 3, row 3, the boat pulled up, and we walked right on, like a true walk-on. So I almost was going to do that again, but my husband was going to come pick us up, but he wasn't quite ready yet. The ride was much quicker than I thought. So we went to Nomad Lounge, actually. We each got a drink. It was really cute. He kept pointing in the menu to like a martini drink and a martini glass consistently. I'm like, what do you want to drink? And he just kept pointing to that drink. So when the waiter came, I'm like, tell him what you want. And she like pointed him. And we were like laughing. And he's like, I'll give you apple juice in a martini glass. So he brought it over in the martini glass and then poured it in a regular cup for Luke. It was very cute. I got a drink, the Bomarita or something. It was okay. It wasn't as sweet as I would have liked, but it was okay. It was fine. It was really pretty. And then I got the tuna poke bowl, and I was going to get the chicken satay, but the waiter said they could just give us like chicken nuggets, which were delicious chicken nuggets. Not a chicken nugget that you're thinking of. It's like really a chicken tender, but in like a nugget form, moist and delicious. The breading was delicious. Those chicken nuggets or whatever at Nomad Lounge were amazing. And because he was saying he wanted French fries. I'm like, well, French fries aren't on the menu, so we're going to get the chicken satay. And that's when he was like, I can bring out chicken nuggets and French fries. I'm like, great. Luke only ate like 2. He was really tired, and we were very wet. Oh, during all this, it really was raining a lot. And on my wall, I was soaking wet. My hair was wet. Luke was fine because I had a rain cover over the stroller. So he was fine, and he had a rain jacket. I, of course, forgot to bring a rain jacket this trip. So I had to run into a shop and buy a sweatshirt. I had to. It was a necessity. And it's a really cute sweatshirt. It's like orange, and it says Lion King. I saw someone else walking around with it. And that's what made me think of it when I was like, I'll be fine. We have so many Disney things. But then it just got too cold and too wet. I was so wet. I'm like, I need something warm and dry. So it's really cute. And lucky me, I happened to have a gift card that had $50 on it. And the sweater was $51. So I just had like $1 I had to pay for it. And then we went on Navi River Journey and I said that already, that I got the sweatshirt on my way to Navi River Journey. It was a nice day. I, again, wish we had gotten there earlier, but this morning was really tough. Luke he just wanted to be with the twins, and we were planning on separating them today, and it just was a little bit of a weird morning. And I was very tired because I was up most of the night, truly. I don't think I really fell asleep until almost like 5 o'clock. I mean, I fell asleep, then I was awakened at like 2. Yeah, it's just hard. Being a mom on vacation is a parent on vacation is very hard. But it's great. Anyway, so it was I love Animal Kingdom. I feel bad I don't give that park enough love, I don't think. Anyway, tomorrow is sadly not a park day. I mean, listen, I have very little self-control, especially with the annual pass. So, like, at any moment, I could just change my mind. But truly, tomorrow is not supposed to be a park day. It's supposed to be a pool, relax, last day in Orange Lake, pack day. And my husband and I, actually, we snagged kind of the other day, a couple days ago, we got a reservation at Narcoose at the Grand Floridian Resort. Beautiful restaurant on the water there. I've never eaten there. I don't think my husband has either. So we're excited to try. It's kind of early, I think, that reservation. And that's that. All right. Talk to you tomorrow. Hello from Narcoose at the Grand Floridian Resort. It is so beautiful here. Really elegant, lovely music, lovely vibe. We have the most we're sitting directly in front of Cinderella's castle. It is gorgeous. I can see Space Mountain and Tron. And actually the train station, the entrance to Main Street just got all lit up. The lights went on just a few minutes ago. You can see the Contemporary, the monorail, the boats going back and forth. Gosh, this is just such a beautiful resort. We made, just a couple days ago, we made this reservation. It is a lovely resort. It is a seafood restaurant. A lovely restaurant. It's a seafood restaurant, mostly. So, yeah, it's just truly, truly lovely. We've never eaten here before, so certainly excited to be dining. Thank you so much. Our waitress is phenomenal. She's lovely. Her name's Marcella. She's beautiful and so sweet and informative. We ordered the calamari and these, like, the brisket tortellini, which our waitress is predicting will be an entree soon because a lot of people do order it as their entree. We got those 2 appetizers, and then my husband got the, what'd you get? New York strip? And I got the scallops, which she said is one of her favorite meals here. And then for dessert, I'm eyeing up, someone has this beautiful espresso martini, so I'm eyeing that for dessert. All right, we'll talk later. Hello from Narcoose. It is 7:59. We're sitting at our table, and happily ever after will start any minute. They're going to dim the lights and pipe in the music. And our waitress gave us the all clear to stay seated right here in our table to watch. Our dinner was absolutely amazing. Up here it is. Here it is. Talk later. Hello, it's 8:44. We're just leaving the Grand Floridian, headed back to Orange Lake Resort. Oh my goodness, that was so lovely. What a lovely dinner. First of all, the ambiance and the physical building is incredible. Beautiful, unbelievable view of Magic Kingdom. You can see the castle. I could see the main gate to Magic Kingdom. You could see Tron and Space Mountain, the monorail, the Contemporary, all the boats, like a beautiful view of Seven Seas Lagoon. I bet now actually you have a great view of the Electra Light Parade, or what's it called? Yeah. The water parade. Oh my gosh, beautiful. The food quality was outstanding. Lovely restaurant. It is a signature dining restaurant for sure. The service is at a really leisurely pace, like a fine dining restaurant would be. Excellent service, but again, everything, they budget, I'm sure, 2 hours per table. It's a nice, even more than that actually, probably. It's a really lovely restaurant. The food was delicious. The drinks were amazing. I had a nice glass of wine. She recommended a blend. Marcella, our waitress, who was absolutely lovely, recommended a nice red blend, which I got, and it was very nice. And then I got an espresso martini, which was absolutely delicious. Make sure you look at my highlight for my February 25 trip highlight. You'll see a picture of the espresso martini, and it is lovely. It had this like beautiful mascarpone meringue almost like topping. It was lovely. And we were able to stay and sit at our table even though we had already paid. Happily Ever After was just about to start. And Marcel, of course, she was like, please stay, enjoy the show. The lights dim in the restaurant. They pipe the music in. There are a few other restaurants that do the same thing. Ohana does. I know California Grill does. And there might be another, and I'm forgetting, that does as well. So there are a few restaurants that do that, but it just was incredible. Oh, is that fire? Are those fireworks over there? Oh no, just the Epcot ball. Beautiful Epcot ball lit up at night. It was a lovely dinner, a lovely way to end our trip, seeing Happily Ever After. Those fireworks are just so special. And from where we were sitting too, we could see Tinkerbell. From that restaurant, you can clearly see Tinkerbell fly as well during her performance during Happily Ever After, which, spoiler alert, if you don't know, Tinkerbell does fly during the Happily Ever After fireworks, and it's weather permitting, yes. She has the ultimate say, actually, whether she flies or not. But sometimes there's another person who will say, no, you cannot fly, like if it's too windy, if it's unsafe. But other nights, she has the ultimate say, whether she flies or not. Luckily, she flies most nights. Anyway, lovely end to our trip. We're leaving. We have to go home, get our kids, put them to bed, and then regrettably pack up to go home, make our long journey back to cold New Jersey. It's actually quite cold here tonight. Well, it says 58 degrees, but I was very cold outside. But apparently we're bringing the warm weather to New Jersey. Next week's supposed to be kind of nice, so we'll see. It was a nice 2 weeks. 2 weeks was a long time to be away for our kids. They're out of routine and unruly. The baby, it's really hard for him. I mean, he's not really a baby. He's 3, but hard for him with the potty training. We're having a really hard time with him. He's having a lot of accidents down here, which he wasn't really having that many accidents at home. So we're having a little bit of a regression, which is expected, but frustrating. Anyway, it was a lovely 2 weeks. I was just thinking about it. I don't know when we're going to be back, which I hate that feeling. I usually leave knowing, we'll be back this date. We're thinking we'll come in, my husband and I over dinner actually, we're talking, trying to plan our next year out. And we think we'll be back in the fall. But that's kind of a long time from now. So maybe at least Mommy can squeeze in a little. I don't know. Anyway, we're planning on coming back in the fall. And we just were at the Grand Floridian. We love it so much. And we're like, maybe we can stay here. So no trip set in stone yet. But we'll be back soon enough. Maybe I'll update on our trip. Maybe I won't, on our drive back. Maybe I won't. So if not, it was a lovely 12 days. Well, I guess 11 days. 12 days. 13 days. Tomorrow will be 14. It was a lovely 13 days minus Zach's injury. That was horrible. I want to erase that day. That afternoon. Other than that, it was a lovely trip and looking forward to being back. See you real soon.
Okay, so then the next day was Friday and we packed up. Well, that night we packed up. We packed up our owner's locker. We signed up for an owner's locker. We have like the medium package I also highlighted this on my Instagram story. So if you're interested, head there too. And I've linked Owner's Locker in the show notes. But it's super easy. There's different packages you can do. We signed up for the middle package. So it's $125 a year. It includes one free round trip delivery and pickup. And then any additional delivery or pickup would be $30. If you have a second bin or multiple bins, they're just $15 extra. It's not like 30, 30, 30, it'd be 30, 15, you know. I really like it. I kept popcorn buckets there. Orange Lake has special glasses. I kept them in there. I kept a lot of my backpacks, like like Loungefly, like different decorative Disney backpacks I kept there. I kept all their Disney hats, all of our Disney hats in there. A couple toys that are Disney themed, like monorail toys, the bubble ones, things like that. I could see getting a second owner's locker with just Orange Lake stuff, like a coffee pot, full-sized toiletries, things like that, toothbrushes, I could see those Orange Lake cups and whatever. I could see eventually getting a second owner's locker. Right now, we just have the one. It's fine, and it was super easy to pick up and drop off. Now, if you're in a resort, it's probably even easier. It's probably just the front desk. We had to go to like a little package center to pick it up and to drop it off, but it's easy enough. And most people there at Orange Lake have cars to drop off, and I'm sure you could ask to borrow, like have someone on a golf cart take you at Orange Lake. So it was really easy. And then you get a text saying, oh, your owner's locker is safely in its cubby. You get an email and text saying when they picked it up and that it's back in the storage facility. So I'm very pleased with it so far. We signed up for it in December, so it's our second time using it, and it's been really nice. It just makes packing easier. Anyway, regardless, I've tagged them in the show notes. I've also tagged SeaWorld in the show notes so you can see a little bit about that. We really did enjoy our day. But again, my biggest tip, and that's why I started this podcast, if you're not planning, is planning to fail, right? You need to have awareness of how things work, especially food when you have kids or in a big group, when everyone's cranky. I think knowing how to get food. Do you need a reservation? Do you not? I think that's very important. I think looking at a map and like kind of having an understanding of how a theme park is laid out is also very important. The other stuff you can kind of figure out, but I think those two things, if you do nothing else to prepare, look at those two things. So I've tagged SeaWorld. I also tagged Jenkinson's. I talked about them before, about the penguins. But seriously, if you ever come to the Jersey Shore, go to Point Pleasant and go to Jenkinson's. It's, especially if you have young kids, it's amazing. It's a very manageable boardwalk, and they have a full aquarium. It's a lovely, lovely, lovely place to be. So I've tagged them in the show notes as well as Owner's Locker. So hopefully you enjoyed this trip report of mine. I know it was a little crazy. So the first week was really just a smaller group, just my husband and I. And my in-laws were there too, but they didn't go to the Disney parks with us at all. And then the second week was much larger group, where my brother and sister-in-law and their family came, and then Paul's cousin and whatever. Again, I don't know when I'll be back. I mean, I might have to sneak away in the spring for a little, just one night thing. I don't know. I might have to. I have no self-control. Maybe for the closing of Muppets. I don't know. Maybe just me and the twins will go in June because they love the Muppets thing. I'm not sure. I have to plan that. And then we're planning another like larger trip in the fall, we're thinking, rather than December. And then, of course, in February, we always go. So I'm not sure. We might do 2 weeks one more year, but I don't think we'll do 2 weeks in the fall. I think we'll just do like 4 days or something, or a week, either a week or 4 days, something like that. I really enjoyed staying at the Dolphin. I really love Orange Lake too. I love the space. I love the pools. I think it's a great resort. I love the laundry right in the unit. I love so much about Orange Lake. I also love staying on Disney property. It's magical and special, and you can walk to the parks, like, or have very close proximity. It's really nice. So I think I would like, when we go in the fall, I'd like to stay on property, and then when we go in February, we stay at Orange Lake.
I really enjoyed the lightning lane. I mean, it was frustrating, the multipass. I'm going to do an episode on it. To have no fear not, I will do an episode on it. But like my husband, when they went on February 14th, not worth it. To pay that money and only do 3 rides with it, I don't think it's worth it. My brother-in-law like seemed to think differently, but maybe he just was trying to justify that cost because when I heard they only rode 3 rides with or whatever with the multipass, I'm like, you're kidding me. We rode 7 and it was a very busy day. But the trick is you need to have an early reservation so you can swipe in and immediately make another one. And sometimes you're going to have to just make a throwaway reservation of a ride that either usually doesn't have a long wait or a ride that you don't necessarily like really want to go on, but you might have to make that sacrifice just to be able to maximize the system. There are rides that are likely going to run out of lightning lanes faster than others. Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan, probably Navi River Journey over at Animal Kingdom. Haunted Mansion this time did, which was shocking to me, and Pirates did too when I was there, which is why that was my rationale of grabbing that one. So you have to Frozen and Remy, of course, are gonna go early. So that's also part of strategy. The earlier you can get in and scan, like if you can scan right at park opening at Epcot, let's say, run right to Spaceship Earth right there in the beginning of the park, scan in, and then immediately book Frozen or the other one, whichever one you didn't book, Frozen or Remy, book the other one. Then that was a good use of that first thing. No, you didn't wait in a line, but at least you used it so you could get a reservation later in the day. I'm going to talk again. I'll break it all down, but we did find it worth it, and we actually found buying the individual lightning lane for Seven Dwarfs worth it too, because that line really doesn't seem to get short. It's a very long line, so that was worth it, and it was like $13 each or something like that. So whatever. Is it annoying to pay more money? Yes, it is, especially when you're paying a huge cost like the one day, that one Epcot day I was saying, which wasn't even President's Day. I bet President's Day week it was more. Remember, it was like $169 just for Epcot that one day I did a thing. So if you're paying $170, let's say $180, that's infuriating to then to like be like, I have to pay $10 a person just to ride one ride, $30 a person just to do this thing. That is frustrating for sure. But I will say it going beyond that, we found it beneficial the one day we did it at Magic Kingdom on February 18th, 19th, whatever, that Tuesday. I think it was the 18th. So that was good. What else? Again, Animal Kingdom, early park. Really, if you want to do animal things, you got to get there earlier than I get there. Yeah, it was a really nice trip. It's really magical. I will never stop taking my kids to Disney, and I will likely never discourage anybody with young kids to going. I know people say, I don't want to take them before they won't remember it, so I'll take them when they remember it. I understand, but there is something so magical about taking a young child there who is looking at Goofy and thinks that's Goofy. Like truly believes that that is the character that they watch on TV at Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. It is the most beautiful thing to see your kids totally immersed, totally excited, proud of themselves for conquering fears. Like looking at the fireworks. The most beautiful thing is watching the reflection, watching your child's face as they watch. I'm like tearing up because it's so beautiful. Watching your baby's face, looking at the fireworks, looking in their pupils and seeing the fireworks reflect from their eyes. It is the most beautiful moment. It's just a magical place, and I take all my money, Disney. I really love it, and I
I don't know. I really love it. And I think it is expensive, but I do think it's worth the money. I have those memories forever. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please be sure to subscribe. Please share my podcast, my Instagram page with anyone you think who's planning a trip going or loves Disney or is a mom of twins like me, support, or boy mom. I don't know. Just please share my podcast and Instagram page. If you'd like, leave me a review. I'd love to read it. And I have some very exciting things coming up. We're going to totally dissect Magic Kingdom. It is the most popular park, so I'm going to totally dissect it. The next podcast episode will be dining in the Magic Kingdom, and I will totally compartmentalize every piece of dining at just Magic Kingdom for you. Then I'll talk about attractions and entertainment as well as separate episodes. I will indeed talk about lightning lanes. And I have a few guests on the podcast. I'm so excited. My cousin Lexi is actually going to be our first guest. I talked to her, in like 2 weeks. They're there now. I'm loving watching her stories. So she's my first guest. And then another one of my Disney friends is going to be another guest. She's going on a cruise and she spent a couple of days in the parks. So I'm excited for her report as well. If you'd like to be a guest on the podcast, please, I'd love to speak with you. In the show notes, there is a link to a speak pipe where you can leave me a voice memo. Please be sure to speak slowly and clearly. I need to make sure you speak clearly to be able to be on a podcast. Okay, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you real soon.
Thank you so much for listening to the Disney Days Planning Podcast. See you real soon.